thought I would be married by now. And now the closer I get to it, and I'm scared. I don't know.
I didn't think it would be an issue. I'm 32 years old.
I'm 53. I would like to think that I'm still young, right?
The fact that you're 40 and single, still with no children, and now you find out that she's 8 weeks pregnant, and you so want to feel happy for her, but inside you feel so sad.
Happier when they are single.
I'm in a stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies, and
You know that at 40, you're running out of time, and soon you won't have a choice at all.
Older women realizing they are unwanted and crying on social media. We got a spicy title from Alpha Male. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
So I'm way early for an appointment. I figured I'd make a TikTok that really nobody cares about, but it's more for me.
Okay.
So as someone who's been in a relationship for about the past 25 years, married for almost the past 24, and newly is separated or been separated for a year,
Yikes.
filed for divorce, and has been dating or dating a person for a decent amount of time, and then to have said person that seemed like a great guy that you really connected with, that like you just enjoyed each other's company and it was easy, to kind of just out of nowhere decide that he wanted to end it, that right now he didn't want a relationship, and he has some stuff going on personally that, and I get he can't dedicate the time that he needs, and I was causing extra stress when I said I wouldn't, but it's like being in high school and breaking up with that boyfriend that you really liked. It's rough.
Yep. It's going to continue to
And
be
I've
that
heard
way
people
too.
say like the first breakup after like marriage is the hardest one, or can be the hardest one, and maybe shouldn't have been in a relationship so close to ending my marriage. So it's more like a trauma bond, and we were kind of codependent on each other, but it doesn't make the pain feel any less. It's still pretty fresh because it just happened on Monday and I wasn't expecting it. And I went from having someone I talk to most of the day, all day, if I'm not spending time with them, for the last months, many months, and then before that we were friends, to no contact at all.
Yikes.
And it's hard.
Friends.
And it makes me not ever want to date again, honestly. Because if I'm this heartbroken after one, I don't think I can handle another one. And everyone tells me that dating sucks, like in general. That there's a lot of weirdos, that like people will tell you whatever. And it's hard to meet people now because nobody goes anywhere. Or if you do, like, how do you know you're not totally just meeting some weird person that is just telling you what you want to hear? I don't know. I guess it's time to just focus on myself for a little bit. What else can you do?
The thing is, in this situation, we don't have the context, so we don't know what actually ended the marriage. But a lot of the times, it's just the grass is greener mentality. It's like, oh, this whole thing that I've been building for 25 years, yeah, it's actually garbage, and I want to get rid of it and go find something new. So then you get rid of that, get out into the new dating market, and realize, like, oh, damn, it's basically only leftovers out here. And now I'm a leftover. But a lot of guys around that age range aren't really looking for a serious relationship, as far as I can tell. They probably already had a family, did the whole marriage thing, went through the divorce machine. They're like, I'm just gonna do all this super casual now. And that's what her future looks like, just going around this carousel, jumping from guy to guy into infinity. It's a big yikes, dude.
For how severely he screwed my life up.
Life is so hard. I'm 41, still single, still alone. I got 0 friends, and it's so hard. I don't care you're rich or not. Just let me know if you want to talk with me. She does not look 41.
Severely, he screwed my life up.
Actually looks pretty good for 41. And for guys looking to date, seeing an older woman like that that's been single like her whole life at 41, it's like, What you been doing? What you been doing those 41 years? No guy wanted to take you seriously. No guy wanted to put a ring on it. Or maybe some guys did, but your standards were too high, so you didn't accept it. If anything, that's more of a red flag than being divorced, honestly. Because at least if she was divorced, it shows some aptitude being in a relationship and being married. But a single 41-year-old, you're like, what's going on here?
Out for you, I would bark for you, I would oink for you,
What?
I would bleat for you,
What?
I would honk for you, I would glub for you, I would caw for you,
Why?
I would roar for you, I would do
What?
anything. Someone just please love me, please.
Oh boy, I'm busy that day. Sorry, I'm busy. So maybe we can try another. No thanks.
I'm 30, I'm single, I have no kids, and I
Yikes.
really sometimes I'm like, is this what?
If England is 6 hours ahead of America, why can't they just tell us the future? Aren't they in the future?
That's enough internet for me today.
This isn't proof that it's totally okay not to be married by 30. I'm in the Sahara Desert with 18 incredible women.
I'm just having a really hard
no
day.
man.
Trying to get ready.
That women tend to be happier when they are single.
I could have married a lot of the people that I've dated.
Okay, I turned 40 this year, and I've never been in love. I've never been in a relationship.
If you hear
Yikes.
something or an update about your ex, and it just kills you.
Women tend to be happier when they are single.
Struggling financially, being alone.
Saying that women are happier when they're single is just a huge cope. It's a huge propaganda lie. Did you know the demographic that's on the most SSRIs is 40-plus-year-old women that I believe are making like $80K a year? That exact demographic is the most depressed because they're taking the most brain-numbing chemicals they possibly can so they can cope with the fact that they can't go back and change their decisions. This is truly what feminism has done to women. This is the aftermath of feminism. Oh yeah, you don't need a man. What you need is a job and a career. Yeah, kids? No, you don't need those either. Cats, yeah, you need those, but kids, no. So a lot of women today, they just end up completely prioritizing their career. They get to that age of 32, 33, something like that, and realize like, oh wow, I was supposed to have a man right now. Where are my kids? Where's my house? I don't have any of it. And the thing is, you can't go back. The time has been spent. It's over. And that's the thing with a lot of this, man. It's like the women don't realize that they've messed up until it's too late, basically. So that's why I can really understand like why these women are so upset, because basically they already used all of their value. Like in a way, their best years are behind them and they can't do anything about it. And it's, man, it's super depressing. Like, it's super depressing, just being totally real. But this is exactly where all of this feminist propaganda that we are pumping into all of our young women, that's exactly where all of them are headed. Okay. What is this? Why is this? Dude, why? Oh, yikes, bro. That's just a yikes. Really a big part of it is realizing that they're not as valuable as they used to be, okay? Because a young, beautiful woman, basically the world is her oyster. She can do almost anything she wants. Tons of options in the world, just period, all around. Tons of attention for basically any guy she wants. Parties throughout all of her 20s, wasting all of those good years, smacking 35 and realizing like, wow, all of that attention just completely dried up. And that's why you see a lot of women like at that age doing like anything for attention on social media, because it's almost like an addict trying to reach a previous high that they got a couple of years ago, because they'll never be able to reach that level of dopamine attention again.
Okay, real quick for the ladies, I'm gonna describe a regular man for you, and I want you to tell me if you would marry this man.
Okay.
5'8", about 35 to 50K per year. Would you marry that?
Hell no. He's below the poverty line. What are you talking about?
The poverty line is actually far less
regular.
than that.
Yes.
What's the average man in the United States today is about 5'8" and makes somewhere between $35,000 to $50,000 per year.
5'8"
is fine, but I don't know about
so, real quick, raise your hands. How many of you guys would marry that man? Raise your hands if you would marry him. Yes or no?
I don't even know any men in that
Okay, hold on.
position.
So no one at the table would marry this man, right? No. Okay. Congratulations. You and 1,000 other girls plus we've interviewed said the same exact thing. So it goes back to what I said. You said, most girls are gonna get a regular man. No, most girls don't even view regular men as a part, as members of society or an option. Most girls want extraordinary men.
Of course, they're just aiming for the top bracket. It just, it is what it is. And that's exactly why a lot more women are just going to be single. It just is what it is. There's just truly not enough of these guys to go around. There's this one projection by 2030, 40 to 50% of women will be expected to be single and never married for the rest of their lives. So let's just work that out real quick. So you really think you're above a 5. So say you think you're a 6 or a 7, something like that. Now with the hypergamous nature and all that stuff, it means they will only look for the 8s, 9s, and 10s because the guy has to be above them. So it's like, yeah, bro, this is what happens.
It's really interesting to note that, especially within the States, but just in general, the research actually has depicted that women in their 40s is the most unhappiest age group out there. Think about that. The unhappiest age group in all of the world, predominantly, we're talking about the States right now, is women in their 40s. That's 1 in 4 Americans, which is crazy. That's 25% of the population are women in their 40s. And they're the unhappiest group out there. And it's just absolutely scary and it's appalling. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? And at the end of the day, the number one reason why, well, there could be many reasons why actually. But one of them, as I mentioned beforehand, is it's really all about e-commerce. It's about the pharmaceutical industries. It's about really just making money. It's a multi-million-dollar business for the most part.
And that's really what it was from the beginning. With feminism, they effectively doubled the workforce. That's what they did. So now basically they have the same amount of jobs, but with double the people wanting them. That's another reason why wages stagnated so much. It's because now people were fighting for the jobs instead of the employers having to fight for the employees. And the whole thing about feminism to begin with was getting equality and getting women choice. Basically giving them the choice to not have to depend on men if they don't want to, which is actually fine for me. Like if women really don't want to be in relationships or really don't want to rely on a man for anything, like one, it's kind of a myth, but hey, you do you. You want to live a single life with cats? Okay, yep. All right, doesn't affect me, you do you, don't care. But the thing is, that's not how our Western society enforces those ideals. Now the ideological enforcement is you have to get a career, period. And then after the career, after having fun, after having experiences, around 33, yeah, that's when you can start thinking about a family. That's really the thing that I have a problem with, because the public narrative needs to shift to putting family first. It needs to be flipped on its head, because women can only start a family for a short period of time, but you can start a career whenever you want. And now it's to the point where women basically have to work, because even if you are in a relationship, it takes 2 salaries just to afford to live nowadays. So really, unless she gets with a guy that's making a good amount of money, yeah, like 6 figures plus, something like that, she's going to have to work. And you can thank feminism for that. That's what it is.
How old are you?
I am 42.
What does it feel like to be 42?
Exhausting all the time. I mean, it's cool. I've learned a lot over the years, but it's just I'm exhausted. I'm working all the time and just trying to find time to balance life.
Does it feel differently than when you were in your 30s and 20s?
I thought I was invincible when I was in my 30s and 20s, and I'm clearly not.
Did you have like a moment that kind of hit and you realized you weren't invincible?
No, not really. Just over time, just started to realize it.
What is one thing that when we're younger we tend to prioritize, but as we get older we realize isn't actually that important?
Probably money. Realize that over time, family, friends, experience is more important.
Is there a reverse, like something that we don't prioritize enough when we're in our 20s that we should?
Time.
What should we do?
Just enjoy it more and really live in the moment.
And this one really goes for men and women, especially when you're in your 20s. You feel like you have the unicorn blood, like you're just invincible. And the crazy thing is, man, I'm turning 30 next year and I can feel it. I can really feel it. It's like you just slow down a little bit. The hangovers last a little bit longer. Your joints start to creak. It's like, damn. But this whole video is supposed to be about women aging and stuff like that. So when women have that mindset, it's like, yeah, the world is perfect. I can get with any guy. Look at that. I just send him a text message and boom, I'm on a yacht somewhere. This is awesome. You get all your drinks paid for. You can go out and get free meals. You know, you can basically do anything. You're like a superhero. But that's the thing a lot of young women just truly don't seem to realize at all, is that value runs out. It runs out. And if you don't capitalize on this peak level of value that you have, it could truly mean that you will be miserable for the rest of your life. It is truly that serious, because if women are able to capitalize on those super important years, truly, they can be set up for the rest of their lives. They get into a long-term relationship with a good man, have children that will love and cherish you, and then later down the line having grandchildren as well. It's like your lifetime of happiness is going to be exponentially higher than if you were just single.
And just to piggyback off of what I was just talking about dating or, you know, messing with chicks over 35, I get the notion, you know, you don't want to mess with a chick over 35 because she's damaged, she's been through life, she has trauma, she probably has kids. Well, all of that is true, and you want to exercise caution. You know, not every woman over 35 is the same. I'm going to tell you something, like I say it, and I'm going to keep saying it, I'm going to keep drilling it. Some of the best sex I've ever had was with a 52-year-old woman.
All right, bro.
Made my toes curl, blew my freaking mind. 52 years old. See, half of the guys that talk all this crap, telling y'all what to do, what not to do, who to date, not to date, they can't even get pussy. They can't get it from a 45-year-old, and they can't get it from a 25.
A dude's bragging about getting with a 52-year-old? Is that really where we're at right now? I think something that gets talked about a little bit too much is the whole bedroom fun side of things. It's just sex in general. It's like, yes, that is super, super important for a relationship to last. Absolutely. But it is absolutely not the end all be all. Because for me, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there as well, I would take a girl that's like okay in bed as long as she is mentally stable. We have shared values, shared personalities, similar interests, all of these things, right? Compared to a woman that can just rock your world in the bedroom and that's totally mentally unstable. Like, this is not a woman that you take seriously. This is a woman that's just for short-term fun. And more than likely, especially the older that women get, man, they're kind of baggage collectors. It's just the way it is. And that's another reason why men just tend to like younger women, because they're less damaged. They have less baggage. It's just real. That's just life.
I'm in the stage of life where I'm watching all my friends get married and have babies, and
you know that at 40 you're running out of time, and soon you won't have a choice at all.
I need a boyfriend. Please, like, God, send me someone that...
You know what? Put me back in the kitchen. Grab me by my apron, respectfully, and put me back in the kitchen.
This hurts my feelings and hurts my ego, but I fear I'm being ghosted, and I'm completely shocked.
Rejected. Like, it's really hard when, like, I don't really have anyone to go to, like, on a Friday night.
So there's a common talking point among, you know, guys in our group, right? They call it the wall. It's basically just a term to refer to women that have declined in their attractiveness. So really that happens to women up here first. And that's when, like, the official wall, so to speak, has fully settled in. It's really when she realizes that she can no longer compete with the younger version of herself. That's when the so-called wall really kicks in. And that's just what it is. You know, a lot of these women saying, like, yeah, I didn't expect it to happen like this. I didn't expect my biology to basically tell me to hurry up and have children. But yeah, it does. It really does. Your body will start sending you signals. Time is running out. It's running out. You have to find a man. And the thing is, I'm not really saying that you shouldn't even date these women. I'm really actually not saying that. It's more, I just want you to know where they are at in their life at that time, around that age. Because more than likely, if you're dating a woman around that 31 to 33 age, even younger than that, say 29 to 33, realize that her biology is ticking. Realize that she is probably realizing that she hit the wall, and she is looking to collect basically any man that's going to give her a baby and provide for her. So again, if you're fine with something like that, then you do you, bro. That's your life. But that's when women typically look for the more beta type of guys. They're looking for that provider long term.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Turn off the camera.
To find out that you've been cheated on.
Okay, then why is the camera on?
For months.
Why is the camera on? Why is this on TikTok? Why is this a thing?
I left him.
maybe I should just give up. But I don't know. Then I feel like if I give up, then it's like, then I'm totally throwing the towel in, and like, that sounds and feels sad.
Such a yikes, dude.
Dating after a divorce can be so difficult. Like, there's dating stages, there's talking stages, there's situationships. Like, it's just so ghetto. Dating in 2024. But I want to let y'all in on something. There is light at the end of the tunnel. So, don't give up.
Yeah, hi. So I was at an antique fair this weekend and I found this absolute gem of a book called How to Marry the Man of Your Choice. Finally, a book that leads women out of the singles jungle and into a happy marriage.
I'll bet you all the information in there is like, oh, he wants the independent girl. He wants a girl with a career. It's just all this self-reaffirming. There's nothing wrong with you, baby girl. Self-serving type of information. And that's the thing with a lot of women's self-help books, is they're not self-help. They're self-feel-good books. They're not going to tell you the brutal truth. Hey, get in the gym, put yourself around higher status men, introduce yourself, stop being so masculine, be more feminine, be nice, stuff like that. Be sweet to be around, ask introspective questions, follow his lead, all of this kind of stuff. And this is something that my girlfriend actually brought up. She was saying that it's difficult to find content for women, for like real feminine women, of how to be more supportive of your man, you know, things like that. Basically, essentially like red pill for women kind of thing. She was saying there's basically no information, like no real information out there for real women. And it's like, yeah, I really couldn't think of anything. There are a few okay examples, but none that I can just solidly point to and say, yeah, that's a really good femininity coach. So I do actually understand it. Finding this information is difficult, because women just get lied to endlessly about what to actually do in life.
Okay, let's talk about ghosting and dating.
Okay.
I am new to the dating world. I was married in a relationship for almost 30 years and recently divorced. And I had my first real dating experience. So we met on a dating app on one of the other social media platforms, and it was really cool. We talked on the phone a lot. He was so great at conversation. He had a lot to say. He shared a lot. I knew he was super busy and has a lot going on in his life, which again was okay with, because I wasn't looking for anything that was all the time, every day, any kind of thing like that. I'm a little older than him, but neither one of us had a problem with that. Just one day, from a couple of days before of us having conversation, just everything stopped.
That is the dating market for older women. Like really, it just is what it is, man. You had your man. You had your relationship, you had your marriage, kids if you had them. You had your 30-year relationship that ended for whatever reason that it did. And now one of the biggest things is you're 30 years older, and now you're going back out into the dating market. And you're expecting these guys to pay a higher price when now your value has gone down. It is what it is. You expect these guys to treat you like you're just some brand new spring chicken kind of thing. But nah, the cold hard reality is you got left over. And now you're in the dating pool with all the other leftover people.
I feel like I've been feeling really like I'm in my own bubble, and like nobody knows I exist. And like obviously I do have like my internet friends and everything, but like in the real world I feel like I don't have anybody right now.
Social media has and will always have a more negative impact on my mental health.
It was detrimental to the way I viewed myself, the way I looked at my friends.
I was actually diagnosed with depression around age 14.
I have personally been diagnosed with both depression and anxiety.
Pill pushers is what they are. But of course, social media is just another huge factor in all of this. It's been one of the key things that denigrated our society significantly. And it mainly fed into living in the moment kind of mentality, where again it's all of this like, oh, we don't know if tomorrow's going to exist, we have to live today, YOLO. YOLO is so old, but it's all of this, no, don't plan for the future, spend now. And they see a bunch of other young women their same age having these crazy experiences, and they get that FOMO. They want to say, oh, well, I want to go out and do that. I want to go to Bali. That sounds cool. I want a picture with the monkey. That sounds cool. Dubai? Yeah, that sounds awesome. They just keep having new experiences, till the time runs out. Smack 30 years old, boom, time's over, you're done.
I'm a very independent woman.
Yikes.
And like, I
yeah, you know, I can't even accept gifts. I pay for my own shit. But when it comes to dates, I feel like I'm not taking them out on a date. They are taking me out on a date. So they are taking me for my time, you know?
Yeah.
So I expect them to pay. And like, maybe that's just my old traditional thoughts, like them being gentlemen. Like, I like them when they get the seat out, make sure like they open the door for me, you know, all that stuff. Like, paying is a part of it.
I 100% agree with you.
I don't have a problem with women wanting men to pay for them on dates. I really don't. The thing where the issue is, it's like, okay, you want him to do all of his traditional gender roles. Okay, fine. But you want to be a modern woman when you feel like it, and be a trad wife when you feel like it. They try and do this thing where they pick and choose different attributes just depending on whatever the situation is. So she wants you to take the lead, you pick the place to eat, you pay for it, and you treat me like a little princess. But also at the same time, I'm the boss of you and you have to do anything I tell you to do. That is just not how it works. You don't have this A-type masculine dude who's going to do all of those traditional things and be this pushover little weakling dude whenever you want him to. That's just not how it works. Those are two completely conflicting ideas. It's like the negative and positive magnets. You know how they just won't go together? So if you want to be traditional, okay, then be traditional. If you want to be an equal modern woman, okay, then be that. But this whole crossover thing, that's where a lot of guys have an issue with.
The thing though that upset me is when you said 300-pound people don't deserve love, which...
No. I said nobody deserves love. Like, the whole point is people think that they are entitled to things. And women think they are entitled to love. Men aren't that delusional. I said you don't deserve a man that makes 6 figures if you're 300 pounds. Guys that make 6 figures tend to date thin women. They tend to date the most beautiful, attractive women on the planet. I don't think I am entitled to dating a man that makes 6 figures. But for some reason, chicks think they are. That's like a broke bum saying, I deserve, I don't even want to say Victoria's Secret model because they look different nowadays, but like a supermodel. I deserve Beyonce. You would look at him like he's insane.
We're two radically different movements. The feminist movement was fighting for equal opportunity for women in education and the workforce. The sexual revolution was fighting for all sorts of sexual freedoms. Cosmo, we pretended that this sexual revolution was a freedom for women. It actually was not. It was actually kind of a slavery. But we pretended it was freedom for women. And over time, as the sexual revolution and the women's movement got identified closer and closer together, a lot of women began to buy into that illusion.
Yeah, the whole sexual revolution decimated marriage. There are so many factors in this whole thing. You know, we have feminism, social media, online dating, sexual revolution. There are so many factors contributing to the collapsing divorce rate, the collapsing birth rate, and all of these things. But that's something we haven't talked about too much. Basically, what the sexual revolution did, it tanked the price of bedroom fun, okay? Because before, it's like, okay, I would propose to a woman, I would put a ring on her and marry her, and in exchange, she gives me for life bedroom fun exclusively. That's it. It's a very bare bones give and take, I know, but that's the example. But now the women were like, meh, screw it. Yeah, let's just do it right now. So now a lot of guys really don't have any reason to take women seriously because they're giving up one of their primary pieces of value to the guy for free. And it's that old saying, why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free?
Body count if they just want you. But for a relationship, for long-term commitment, for marriage, it's going to matter much more in those
and I'm understanding of
circumstances.
that. The person that I choose to be with in the future, I hope, is understanding that my hypersexuality is something that I embraced during a time in my life and that I can say goodbye to when I meet that person.
Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
But that's I mean, yeah, it's convenient if I'm ready for love, and that's something I want to experience next.
It's not that simple though, because the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
And maybe I'll be alone forever, and you guys are right.
If someone's done something for 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, it's going to be harder and harder to quit. So the longer you like engage in certain decisions, it's harder to stop. And we don't even have to make it about like sleeping around. It could be about like if you drink every day for 10 years, it's going to be harder to stop.
Once a 304, always a 304. I really think there are some things that happen to you in life where you just cannot come back from. And women that have had a lot of male partners are one of them. You know, once a woman is with a large amount of men, you can literally see it in their eyes. Their soul dies. You can see where what used to be a bright light, you know, that little sparkle in her eye is just gone. And you just can't come back from it.
People will be like, find a job you love and you won't work a day in your life. I just don't want to work. Shut the fuck up.
I've been working so much, like every single day. I can't even stay at my beach house with my family. Like, I am never able to do anything anymore.
I'm about to piss off all of the feminists in the world. Why did we ever make it a thing that women have to go into the workforce? I was thinking pretty hard about this, and I was actually just talking to one of my best friends, and I think that I would be A-okay if I never, ever had to step foot into the workplace ever again. I'm not like big into the whole cooking thing and cleaning thing, but if somebody came to me and was like, I will allow you to stay home if you just clean the house, if you cook me a nice little dinner here and there, you take care of the dogs, you take care of our future kids, it's pretty appealing. And like, I totally get the other end of the spectrum where like, you don't want to be reliant on somebody else. But with the amount of hours that everybody has to work and the minimal benefits that we actually get nowadays.
Because the thing is, it wasn't actually women behind the whole feminist movement, okay? At the end of the day, a man had to give the green light. And who that man was? I'd recommend you do some research. But the thing is, women fell for it. Those shadow figures that we're not allowed to talk about. Do your research on that. That's a very interesting rabbit hole. To wrap this video up, this is a final statement, okay? The situation of older women being unwanted, or what's the title again? Older women realizing they're unwanted. That's it. The whole thing is honestly depressing. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit charitable today or something like that, but bro, I look at these women and I'm depressed. Truly, their best years are behind them and they can't do anything to fix it, truly. And the thing is, they made all of these decisions by themselves. They have no one else to blame, okay? You have to hold yourself accountable to your current life circumstance. So at the end of the day, everyone needs to be accountable for their own life. But at the same time, women have been lied to just as much as men. You want to know about the blue pill for women? This is it, right here. Thinking that you can have everything. Basically, you can be a cowboy astronaut in space that has a master's degree in alien law. You can have your entire successful career where you're making $10 million a month, and then you can get with Brad Pitt and have 10 of his children. That's the Disney blue pill fairy tale for women. And of course, this is absolutely ridiculous. You cannot have it all. In life, there are choices and trade-offs. And the thing is, when women start to get red-pilled, so to speak, a lot of the times, their time has already run out. And it's literally just too late. And that's one of the absolute best things about being a man, is that you can really change your life at any point in time. Now, the older you get, the more difficult it gets, definitely, but you can still change your life. But at the end of the day, it's always about accountability. Women are making their decisions, men make their own decisions. But at the same time, everyone has been lied to, men and women. Thoughts in the comments below, like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. I'll see you guys later.